So, hello. Wow, that sunlight is like crazy. I'm gonna actually turn the camera around this way. So, I'm gonna do a quick video on, first of all, how's everybody doing? I hope that you guys are all doing well. I got a few things happening. I'm still working on something big for you guys. So, I'm gonna continue to do that. I don't know if it's gonna be for you guys, no offense, but it's definitely gonna be something that I use for myself and my family. Is just going to be sort of a lifestyle change more than anything. So I definitely wanted to come to you guys with a video on breast pumping. And it's basically, I'm doing everything right, but it's not going right. So I'm breast pumping right now. I was going to do a video on how to eat a mango. The easiest way to eat a mango. I was going to do a reel, but I decided not to because my daughter woke up and she was hungry, and I still haven't even ate my mango. Like it's still there. So, oh yeah, and my nails, these are similar to the other nails I had in the last video, except I decided to do clear. This nail broke. It was so cute, y'all. I should put a picture. But yeah, I did these. I'm getting better. This hand is just clear, and frankly, I broke a nail on that too. So these are just clear, regular. I broke 3 nails. So basically, I'm trying to figure out with the nail hobby how to create nails that are, wow, this thing just went all the way up to level 8. How to create nails that are more durable. So I'm working through that. So that's kind of like breast pumping. You know, you have all the information, you have all the knowledge, and then you start breast pumping and things don't go right. That's just like what happened with me in doing nails. I had all the information, I had all the knowledge, I had the tutorials, I had the materials, and then I started and things happen along the way. And we just have to kind of work through it with the resources. So, I mean, this is a video based on what I've done through trial and error that helped me to produce more milk. So the very first thing I noticed was I was breast pumping more and more and more and more, and I wasn't producing enough. And so I noticed that my nipples were not placed inside the flange correctly. So if you have a breast pump, you know what I mean. So you need to check your breast pump to make sure that your nipple is inside the hole. My nipple was pushed up against the flange. So the way you'll know is that you'll feel like a burning sensation instead of like the normal kind of sucking sensation that you feel, which closely resembles you nursing. So the way that I combated that, so that I know for sure each time that I'm pumping that my nipple is placed correctly, is I actually take my nipple and I detach the flange from the bottle, and I would show you what I'm pumping right now, and I don't want to be indecent, but I would detach the flange from the bottle and I would put it in between my 2 fingers, the flange. So I would kind of have it like, I wish I had something to show you. So, but I would have basically I would have the flange like this. Oh, stop. So, and picture this open part. This is perfect. You could just picture that open part, the flange, and this is the nipple. So I would put it up to me and I would make sure the nipple was in the middle like that. And then I would take the pump and put it on. But what I did with my bra, so that I don't, so I'm hands-free. I'm pumping right now and I'm hands-free. I'm holding the camera with one hand and the other's here. As I just took and I cut slits into my bra. And I have on 2 bras because the one that I cut is not a very good one. So I just used the bra, the pumping bra, basically. But that's the first thing I noticed. The second thing that I noticed was that I definitely was not drinking enough water. It was to the point where when I started drinking enough water, I actually got a little bit sick because all the toxins were able to be released and flushed out of my system. I felt bad for like a whole day. The third thing is how much water to drink. So you're going to need some support in this area. I would definitely, if you have a family member, your husband, baby's father is in the house, whoever's there, ask for support with drinking water. Kind of like an accountability partner, because it can be taxing. And even now, I'm producing more and I'm falling off. So I have to stay on myself as well. So I drink, I'm going to actually get my bottle. So I drink this, and I got this from Five Below. That's like the new It store, right? This is a third of a gallon. Is it a fourth or a third of a gallon? No, this is a third of a gallon. I believe this is about 40 ounces. And a gallon is like 120. You can look it up around there. So I drink, my goal is to drink 3 of these a day. Well, my goal back then was to do that and to be consistent. I went over and above, and I should be drinking water right now while I'm pumping. That's another thing. Excuse me. But yeah, so you want to drink lots of water. How do you do that? Some people will come to you in videos and be like, oh, you need to drink 75 ounces of water a day. And you're like, okay, but how? Because a lot of us really cannot see what that looks like. We don't understand what that looks like, how much it is, how to pace ourselves so that we can drink that amount and be consistent. So what I started to do was I started to drink a full one of these every single time I pumped. I would just take it to the head, drink the whole thing. Another thing that you could do is drink half in the beginning and half towards the end. But I drink the water first because I feel like that's what my body needs in order to produce the milk, is it needs that water. So I drank it first, and I did this for about maybe a week, 5 days, and doing all of those things helped me to produce more. So placing the nipple correctly, drinking water. What else did I say? I also take liquid gold, my vitamins. I still take prenatal vitamins as well. So those are just a few of the things that I did. You finished? You didn't finish your bottle. So those are a few of the things that I did. Yeah. And then also what I do to discipline myself to pump is I pump every single time she eats. So anytime she's eating, I'm pumping. So I'm grabbing my pump, I'm getting my flange, everything. I'm putting on my bra, and I make sure as soon as she starts eating that I start eating. Another thing that you could do to keep track of everything, how much you're pumping, You can download a pumping app. That's really good. I downloaded a pump app. I don't know the name of it. Pump Flow or something. Just type in pumping app on the App Store. I also have a feeding app for my daughter. So if you're, want to keep track of that, you can too. And keeping track of when she feeds, and also keeping track of when I pump is very helpful, because sometimes I might forget when I started pumping, but like every day I remember to put in, most of the time I remember to put in when she's eating, so I can keep track of her feeds. And then sometimes I may forget the feed, and you can use the app. So they kind of work in tandem. So a lot of us get lost in the sauce when it comes to feeding apps. Sometimes you may be trying to figure out, when did I feed her, when did she eat, because life gets hectic. So my next video, I may do a video on just storing and supplying when I figure that out, because right now she's not all on breast milk, because like I said, I'm not producing enough. But she needs 25 ounces in a day, and I produce at most I produce 18. So I do have to supplement to some extent. So that's about a bottle. She drinks 5 ounces every time she eats. That's about a bottle and some change. About a bottle and 3 ounces. 2 ounces. Here. So those are the things that I did. I drank more water. I made sure I placed my nipple correctly. I pump whenever she's eating. Do not miss a pump. I do not pump during the night, because she may eat during the night, or, we sleep through the night. I know you're supposed to pump during the night, but I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry. It ain't happening. I'm not staying up for a whole year, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning pumping. That's just crazy. But the good thing about that is, when you don't pump at night, I may do a last pump around 11, wake up at like 6 in the morning. Is between 11 and 6, I may get almost 8 ounces of milk. So you get a nice little yield in the morning time. They say that's when you get the most yield. I don't know if that's just because you get the most milk in the morning, or because you sleep longer throughout the night and you don't pump that time. So you may sleep through 2 pumps or 2 feedings, so you gain that much or double the amount, right? So if I'm getting 3 ounces every pump session, and I miss 2 pump sessions at night, I'm probably going to get 6 ounces. So, whatever the case may be, pump when your child is awake, when they eat, and then you can compare how much you're pumping to how much they're eating. So like I said, she's eating 25 ounces a day. I'm pumping about 18 ounces max. I went down 1 ounce yesterday. The other thing is to not stress. Try and work through your stress, whatever it is, because that definitely affects the amount of milk that you produce. Because yesterday I was pretty stressed and I didn't pump 18 ounces, and I did everything the same. So definitely keep that in check. That's pretty much all that I did. I really had to be not disciplined, but I had to coordinate what I was doing. I really had to coordinate everything out, because if I have a plan, I'm going to follow it. That's how I am. And it's not like discipline, like I have to remember to pump. It's like you need to just plan your life accordingly. You know what I mean? Plan your life so that when there's an opportunity to do something, that you're available and that you plan something for that specific time. So she has to eat every few hours, so I pump. I used to pump after she ate, but what I found was that after I put her to sleep and all this and that, I was tired and I wanted to just sit and chill and relax. So that's the reason why when she is eating, I'm pumping. and, you know, getting other things done. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. Hi. Hi. She has the prettiest smile with no teeth. So yeah, that's my video. I'm sorry it's long. I'm not sorry. Yeah, I mean, if you needed the information, this is timeless information. As mothers, is always going to be another mother somewhere, or, you know, you could pass this information along to somebody that you know is struggling with nursing, because it's a struggle. And the reason I stopped physically feeding her, except at night when she wakes up, is because I did not know how much she was getting throughout the day. And she stopped latching and eating as long. So when your child starts to do that and they're not feeding for 20 minutes at least, between both breasts, then that means your milk supply is going to start to decrease, because your baby is not eating as much. Therefore, your body is not going to produce as much anymore. They're going to produce whatever they eat. So if your baby eats for 10 minutes, you're going to produce 10 minutes worth of milk. If your baby eats for 30 minutes, your body's going to produce 30 minutes worth of milk, right? So that's more milk the more they feed. So when you start to notice that, then you really need to figure things out. Because if you don't, and you just keep on letting it go and go, either your baby's going to start to lose weight or your milk's going to dry up. And that's kind of what was starting to happen with me, was that I just felt like I wasn't producing enough milk. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And I noticed that when she had her bottle, she would drink her bottle. And she was also like playing around. She's getting older and stuff like that. So that's my advice to you. Definitely get on the plan, get on the schedule, be consistent, get those apps. Definitely get the apps so you can track what you're doing. You can see your progress. You can feel good about yourself, and then start to plan out. You know, because obviously we're pumping milk, but we're also pumping milk for when they go back to school and daycare. So definitely start trying to figure that out. Right now, she's doing 2 breast milks a day and 3 bottles of Enfamil. And I'm hoping to be able to eventually do more breast milk than Enfamil, but I know that's what I have to do right now so that I can save breast milk for when she goes to school. Right? Because if I just start doing more breast milk now than formula, then I'm going to run out and use all of my supply up. And by the time she goes back to school, daycare, she's not going to have a supply. She's going to just be on all Enfamil. So I have to be realistic with myself. Although my family and friends want her to be on just breast milk and it's healthier, I understand that. But I understand that some breast milk is better than no breast milk at all. So hopefully with this process that I've been doing, I started out pumping 3.5 ounces a day. That's all I produce. Like, I would sit here and pump. The first day is still in my app. I literally pumped 218 minutes and I got 10 ounces. Well, that's not the first day, but the day that I got the app was 3 days after I kind of started this process. I pumped 10.5 ounces and I pumped for 218 minutes. Now I'll probably pump for maybe 30 minutes a pump at max, minimum 20. But then I was pumping an hour, 2 hours. I was just nonstop pumping because I'm like, I've got to produce milk. I've got to produce milk. But by you nonstop pumping, and you do need to do that in the beginning, pump, 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 pump. I've done 2 hours max. Just keep pumping. Just sit there and let the thing go. Let it go. And just keep pumping, because what you're telling your body is, I need milk. I need milk. I need milk. And when your body gets that feeling and the suction from the pump that represents or mimics the baby's nursing